Okay. So here is a stomach, yes? It's a position maybe like this is a normal for you, yes? So this is esophagus. Here is visible. Where we mark like this, esophagus. The next one is a two curvatures. This one is a lesser and greater curvature. Exactly. So the lesser I mark like this, yes, curvature, and this is a greater. And you know, the lesser and the greater curvature is covered by the peritoneal? No, yes. Here the peritoneum separate like this because it's a place where open the vessels. So all your artery and vein enters to a curvatures of the stomach. To the structure of stomach is not covered by a peritoneum. The rest, of course, is covered by a peritoneum. It's a organs intraperitoneals. So the next one is a cardiac notch. So where is a cardiac notch? Here is, yes, this one. What do we see here? Where enter the esophagus to the stomach. So cardiac notch is visible here. And fundus of the gaster of stomach. Now you see here, yes. And this one is a body, but the body is not exist for your list. And here, what do you see? You see? What is this? It's like the mucus, yes. And this is a rouge, yes. So this is like the folds, yes, of the muscles. And here, the body is continued and is a continued from a small intestine. But the place join the stomach and the small intestine has a specific name because here you see is a specific muscle. This one is a muscle, is a pylorus, yes. So where we mark like this is a pylorus, okay. So where we discuss about this specimen, you must know this artery has a specific names. So which artery supply the lesser and the greater curvature? The greater curvature here supply which artery? This is visible. Gastroomentum, yes, but the left or right? What do you think? Both, of course, yes. But the more left, right one here, yes. Here you have the position like the celiac trunk, and the celiac trunk gives off the left gastric artery, yes. So this means has a near to which curvature? The lesser curvature. So all of this artery, what do you see here, is a gastroomentum, but the left artery is visible, yeah. And here is gastroomentum right artery. Exactly, yes. Here. So you must know during the written test is a question about the structure supply of the stomach, and the stomach has three parts, yes. So this is like this one and here. So the first one part, this one, more maybe this is like the 90% of the lesser curvature is supplied by the left gastroomentum artery. Where originate the left gastroomentum artery? You remember?
Celiac trunk.
Then this is the order branch of the celiac trunk. No.
Common hepatic.
No, this is the right one. The common hepatic artery gives off the gastroduodenal artery, yes, and the gastroduodenal artery is visible here. The gastroduodenal artery. So this means it's a common part of the artery of supply of gastroduodenum. And what is this? What do you think? It's a head of pancreas. Yes, so supply the pancreas. It's like the common part. So this artery gives off the right one. The left one gives off, or the left gastric, but sometimes, usually, splenic artery. Yes, yes. So the splenic artery where goes behind the gaster like this is visible from a lateral border of the fundus. Here gives off the short artery, yes, and the short artery pierces the stomach and supply which one? The fundus. So one is a question, the fundus is supplied from which artery? the splenic artery. Yes, it's easy. The lesser curvature from a left gastro-omentum, and the 80% of the greater curvature is supplied by a right gastro-omental artery. So this means the gastroduodenal artery, yes, or the right gastric artery. And the next question that refer to the line. Here you have which line? You know, like this is like the position, yes, of the stomach. So from a stomach or the abdominal wall, you have very important line here, transpyloric line, yes. So probably it's a question which the structures goes through the transpyloric line, and what is a level, you know, which
Costal cartilage line.
Yes, exactly, yes. So this is like the question of the written test, and which structure like the pierced this line. But you must remember, this is a specific name of like the sphincter. Maybe you heard about the pylori sphincter or the Mayo or not. Mayo is a surname. The sphincter of Mayo. Yes, so here is a position of and the vein Mayo. So this is a position of the one vein. It's a vein named the parapyloric veins. So this is veins, only the vein. This here you do not find the arterial structures, parapyloris artery, okay, only vein. So it's the vein, this vein not have a accompanying structure like the artery. And here you see the stomach is continued by small intestine. So which structure you see here? Duodenum, exactly. Which structure is the duodenum? The first part.
Patella.
This part, the first is name superior or bulb. Yes, so bulbar bulb of the duodenum or superior part. And this part is a position referred to the vertebral column of which level? L1. Yes, L1. So it's a question like the written test of the position referred to the vertebral column from L1. And what's happened now? The superior part of duodenum flexures here and descends. And here is visible descending part of the duodenum, you see? So this is like this position. Here you have the superior part, and I asked you during the written test about the position referred to the peritoneal of these organs, of the duodenum. So the superior aspect, superior part has like the position intraperitoneal, like stomach. But here, this flexure, yes, this means the duodenum changed position. Now all the rest, like the descending, transverse or horizontal part and ascending part of duodenum is a position extraperitoneal. Yes. So what we see here, the superior one is circular folds. Exist? No, it's a smooth part. You see, smooth. Here you see the circular folds. Now circling folds. Yes, you have for your list. Yes, the circling folds, circular folds. Exactly. So here, yes, superior part of duodenum I mark like this. The circling folds, so the circular folds I mark like this. And we have the longitudinal folds. Where do we find this longitudinal folds? Here is, yes, longitudinal folds, where we have the papilla. But here is visible the papilla. I feel here, but it's not visible. So I show you the major duodenal papilla. Is a papilla. Here is a position of this papilla. It's named like the Vater papilla. You heard about this, yes? Name Vater papilla. So I ask you during the written test, which structure open to a Vater papilla? What do you think?
Descending.
So the common bile duct or bile duct, this is the same, yes? Now it's a new nomenclature, these two names is correct, yes? Common bile duct or ductus choledocus, yes? These three names is to refer to one structures. And which part? The pancreatic duct, yes? Forms here the ampulla. So here is where you palpated this structure here is an ampulla, the hepato-pancreatic ampulla. Has a specific muscle, sphincter muscles, yes? And this sphincter muscle here secretes, open and close, and secretes the juice of the pancreatic and biles exactly here from a greater papilla major. This is not the greater, major papilla of duodenum, waters. And where we have the extra pancreatic duct, this extra pancreatic duct open where? You must remember this. To this papilla here. So it's a minor papilla of duodenum, and the major is here, minor is here. This one, this is a fold, you see here? Yes, this one. And is a Santorini duct, yes? Santorini papilla, water Santorini. So you must remember, this is the accessory, okay? It's not extra, but this is the accessory extra duct and the papilla. Okay, so the next one is a what? Longitudinal fold, major, jejunum, and the ileum. Maybe it's visible here or not. No, here it's not visible, only the large intestine here. But show me the artery. I show you the artery of the, okay. But we start from the inferior, maybe inferior mesenteric artery, because the rest is not visible here. So here is which artery? Abdominal aorta. Exactly. Here is a position where we bifurcate the aorta. Which is level of the vertebral column?
L4.
L4. Perfect. L5 is the place where originate which vein? Inferior vena cava. So I think I asked you, yes, of this position of this level where bifurcate the artery, where start the superior inferior vena cava. Exactly. So here you see the inferior vena cava, inferior mesenteric artery. Yes, here is this main part. Okay, so when I pierce it like this, only the structure is the inferior mesenteric artery. But you know, the inferior mesenteric artery supply which structure? The descending colon, 1/3 left part of the transverse colon, yes, sigmoid colon,
Rectum.
and the superior aspect, superior wall of the rectum. So here you see what's happened with the artery. This must be the which artery here?
Superior.
This one here is a left colic artery. Yes, this one, left colic artery. And the left colic artery gives off two branches. One is ascending, yes, so this is the ascending, here is visible, this artery, and goes ascend upwards, supply the left flexure of the colon, yes, and the left 1/3 part of the transversal colon. So this is the ascending, here is all of this is visible. And here, the ascending branch, this is our written part of the written test, forms with a middle colon artery, colic artery, middle colic artery, the anastomosis. Yes, so this is like the Rioland's anastomosis. Here is a very important part of the anastomosis arterial. Yes, arch anastomosis here. Yes, forms. So this is a critical point referred to the supplying system of the large intestine, because sometimes here occluded this artery and the is not distribute the blood to a large intestine. Yes, so this is a very important part here. And this is which artery? This is the descending. Yes, this is a descending branch. Here is descending branch. Here, exactly here, you see this is which artery? The
superior mesenteric.
no, this is the inferior mesenteric. Still, yes, sigmoid. So this is the sigmoid branches, and very last artery from this here is which artery? This is what do you think? Rectal, but now it's a anorectal. Yes, superior anorectal artery. This one, superior anorectal artery. Yes. So this is once again inferior mesenteric artery, ascending branch of the inferior mesenteric of the left colic artery. Here you see the left colic artery, descending branch of the left colic artery, and sigmoid artery. And very last arteries, here is superior anorectal artery. This one, superior rectal artery. From this specimen and from your list, you have the bifurcation. So the abdominal aorta bifurcate from which artery? This one, when I mark like this, common iliac artery. Exactly, yes. So this is the common left iliac artery. And exactly from this position, where the common iliac artery cross the terminal crest or the terminal line, you know what is a terminal line from a pelvis? No, so this is a position of here promontory. What is a promontory? You remember? It's a last intervertebral disc and the base of the sacrum. So this is a promontory. Yes, here, and here you palpated the wing of the sacrum, and here is arcuate line of the pelvis. So all of this structure forms the terminal line, and the terminal line separate you the greater pelvis from a lesser pelvis. Yes, and exactly this is a place, the terminal line, here you see it, where the common iliac artery splits by two arteries. This must be the external, exactly because goes from a lower limb, and this must be the internal iliac artery. You have the common iliac, yes, artery, but please to change the, but maybe the next, no, I think this next slide, superior